Greetings, fellow televiewers on the ACN network, ACN television. For those who wanna watch me across Africa, especially for Sierra Leone, Liberia, I bring una greetings from Ambazonia. I want to salute my people then for Biafra and across the globe. Our IDPs, our prisoners of war, and all Ambazonian refugees, I salute una. And more importantly, Atalat for all our foot soldiers, all the Ambazonian Defense Forces, our sister forces, and all the various defense groups that wait in for Ground Zero around Corona Cafe, all na place and day, all money place day. Now me, Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief for the Ambazonia Defense Forces, the Ambazonia Governing Council. And I come again with another episode of the No Conny Talk Zone. As you know, this show, na show where we talk the truth and nothing but the truth. We try to dig deep and for bring una investigation them, for show una them the inside the Ambazonian liberation movement, so that una go be capable for make up una own mind and for align una self properly for support our independence struggle. For this struggle, we dey for independence and nothing but independence will be unrepentant and we believe in the 1% of the smart people the way they be for Ambazonia where they follow we, and that 1% it will grow indeed, and we'll be very happy with that. Fellow people will now be welcome. Fellow Ambazonians will now be welcome. As our tradition for this show, we'll always start with the music. The title for this show today, na Cameroon crumbles, while the IG throws stones at the Ambazonia Governing Council. We'll give you details about that, and also presentation from Karin will then delay will know I bring up. And for remind all my followers, then this one a late show because the material the was supposed to produce here and today, and I think it's supposed to do a few days ago. But unfortunately, due to other engagement within the liberation movement, I don't know if we get chance. I don't come today for give you now this presentation. So maybe we go directly. Instead of giving una music, I will take una back for where it all start. For the beginning, for inside Liberty Square. Oh, sorry, that video. Oh, I got it.
Gentlemen, we are peaceful and we have never meant any violence. I want to congratulate you for being very civil because we do not intend to cause any trouble. Our idea is to make our point heard. It is now more than a month that we have been on strike after having notified the government about our dissatisfaction with the erosion of the common law. Since our inaugural conference of the common law lawyers on the 9th of May 2015, that was followed by the declaration which was a reminder to government on the 13th of February 2016. Thereafter, we had no response, and we have issued a series of communiques to the President of the Republic because his Minister of Justice has arrogantly and recklessly refused to listen to us. We have never been called to any dialogue. We have filed the matter in the Constitutional Council, and the Constitutional Council has decided to be slowest on it, I am sure.
So, ladies and gentlemen, now the beginning that for Ambazonia rising, for this our generation, the never again generation, the chosen generation. We are the people, we are our country than the wait for deliver them. And we'll be very happy for take the mantle for the pioneers, the veterans them, where they done the champion Southern British Cameroon nationalism for all the years. For a long time under Cameroon occupation, through the intimidation after the coup d'etat for Pobia, for Aijo at time, where people that don't be suppressed, they don't be afraid to speak out. And finally, the grievances them out of the symptoms of this recolonization, it don't catch with a neck and will stand up for fight for free our country. That one it go be na it because of time now already midnight, past midnight for Hong Kong time, and around 5 o'clock for Amber time. So we'll just go inside the show, the mash fire, the go. We'll get a lot of things that we give for today. And our presentation today, it could be surrounded, it could be primarily for two videos. One will be released by the chair lady for ACT, now the group for Southern, for Ambazonian liberation movement, the way they be creating for America, then join that group them. It be supposed to be like a joint platform after the failure of Skakuv. All the groups they become for the for present a joint front. Unfortunately, at that time, the IG group become for the, but eventually that group also they act it and spoil. Their cheerleader it then put out some video, and that video will go play and for here make all money here. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Are they online live right now? Later on, please. Okay. 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 Later. Yeah. Sorry. Sometime I need to pick up my phone because we need to know when emergency they come. We didn't have a war. I apologize for that inconvenience and for the interruption. So, ladies and gentlemen, our presentation today it goes center around two primary videos. One released by Catherine, when are the chair lady for ACT, and one will be released by Daphne Yerima, when I be the acting the representative for Siseko Ayuk Tabi. I could play those videos and I will address the videos then. But before we go, we will start for giving a little bit brief round up for what did happen for diplomacy as well as what did happen around our country. But before we go far, I want for Toxi, so we don't get a shout out, and Bazina don't get a shout out for no other person but a patriotic pan-Africanist, and no other person but Richard Bona. Richard Bona, he then sent out a message on it in a social media account. It talks say free Ambazonia till the last man standing. Now an encouraged message for the Ambazonian freedom fighters, and we don't come from a patriot across the Mungo from La Republique to Cameroon. This one it show we say me go know say even for inside hell, some people then do it then for dinner by mistake. No, that was a bad joke. But it show we say there are some good people even in La Republique. We should never forget that. And Richard Bona, one of the most prominent person for that country, where he contact me initially during when the struggle be go on. He be like my platform when I do my Kuno Koni talk show. I think he done contact me the 3 different times on my first Facebook page. That Facebook page was doing very good. I think it was getting over 80,000 followers, and it was taken away by Meta, not Facebook anymore. So we want for salute Richard Bona. This one it shows say all the picking them for your bear in over die. We tell them say me them continue for holding there. All those who then give value for La Republic, where they stand for truth and justice, where they not be flattered by Ambazonian petrol, for belief say they go live all their life on something where it not be their own. Would be pray say me them too one day then get chance for take over their country, so that we'll get a better neighbor across the Mungo. So from Richard Bona, what do I want for bring on a news? This one I think na news way Cameroon idan the hide them. I think when I get the presentation from one organization where it talks say the IMF it hide the true state for Cameroon in financial problems them, because they worry about for manage the money where Cameroon government idan borrow them, and for also for try for give trust for people the way they want borrow money for Cameroon. Say all thing they find. So then see say to this something that happen, they go on, we then get very, very big success them. Fat victory for Ambazonia. This they come as a result of the strategy way the Ambazonia Governing Council it then put them in place. The vision of Dr. Cho Ayaba for strangle Cameroon economically would then stop for a large part trade, commercial traffic between Ambazonia and La Republique through our means where it not be necessary for put on for social media, but we then struggle for increase the trade links between Biafra, Nigeria, our neighbor country, using the Trans-Saharan Highway Road to feed our country, so that our population they go cut off gradually from La Republique to Cameroon. We then get a system in place where not only for exploit we, their tax system, it been for exploit everything for that plantation farms say Cameroon, now for exploit we. As we now open new opportunity them, we now open big opportunity then for our country for also experience trade with other international partners like Republic du Cameroon. They crumble indeed, and they get an effect. So now news this it come from Nigeria, where the Nigerian government they ran the complaint. The Nigerian government it ran the complaint say because of increased trade with Amazonia for petroleum, it then push Cameroon government for shut down their own refinery the way they will get them for the produce petrol for their country, because they no fit dey compete again. We don't oversupply our road, our economy with petroleum. It then they enter even for La Republic, it then they cause them the upset for their economic, macroeconomic, and their fundamentals, and for the economy they crash. They don't close big refinery them. That means we don't successfully take away for them huge income. This is big news for those of us for ground zero who are the monitor the economy for La Republic. We know say this one it don't hit them very hard. Not be only so, even La Republic their own internal document them it is show to the extent where their economy it don't collapse. This one na GCAM. GCAM na one of those institutions for La Republic where they already give a pause about how the economy did, how the heartbeat for the economy did. GCAM na they call it a group interpatronal du Cameroon. When I excuse my Francais or my Egyptian language. This organization it pick up on all indicators and for the economy it don't always be very accurate. It talks say for this past year, just this year where it passed, so Cameroon, La Republique, they done lost over 80,000 work. That means over 80,000 workers they done lost their job for that country. Over 12,000 businesses they done closed for La Republique. And then the price for food commodity they done instead double. That means the economy it go bad, the price them for their chop it instead go na high. So they approach a critical position for the economy where the things they go to crash, it go to broke. And we see say as we implement the policy where they give, it inject new blood for inside our country, we see say La Republique it take measures them for try for interrupt them. Not be only because we be attack them for inside Bali Road, they don't block the Trans-Sahara Road, go right up for inside Widikum, Manfe Road, they don't block them also. It then became affect Tiko, Mutengene, Boya, and Kumba. They don't go for also for warehouses them. For inside a cock, they don't begin attack warehouses them. For a cock, they destroy business people, their goods them. For try for disrupt traffic, for produce and for supply Amazonia with goods and way be even much more cheaper with much more good value. So La Republique, they are losing this war. Not just a matter of time. They cannot hold on for long enough. So I want to take una also for inside Fako, for the great state of Fako. Una remember, say you know what make up to a year ago, where some of those Bele chiefs them for Bele, where La Republique it don't corrupt them very well, then go hold meeting. They be use them as we know. La Republique if we want deploy more troops them for inside Amazonia, they be the fear eye for white man country and international partners. So then go use their chiefs them for inside Fako. They call all our chief them where they for Fako, me they can hold meeting. Me as they always talk to me and send message of encouragement to Mr. Paul Biya. We thank the head of state. So then go gather for inside Fako. Call on Paul Biya, say the one me Paul Biya send more troops them for inside Fako. Now the one go say the one go home meeting this year. The so-called colonial SDO for inside Fako, it done banned their meeting. When at their annual meeting for all Fako chiefs them. Because the one enter for that meeting begin discuss about Palava land issue them. The colonial SDO, small SDO, the third chief then say if any man go for meeting, they go catch them, they ekelebe them, their terrorist forces them, they go catch them. So it is shown I say those chiefs that they be used and misused anyhow. If La Republique they be get their interest, if they be ready to get power, they had to show them for TV had said and get power, they for be capable for gather themselves and hold their meeting. But each time when they gather, no be because they don't like them, not because the La Republique they bribe them, and the need for wise say they need to uphold their tradition and custodian them for our people and our nation. They need to resist this corruption from this criminal regime of of Yaoundé. So that one na that all we will leave the updates here, and we will go straight into the program for today. Ladies and gentlemen, as I tell now, today I go bring una the video for Catherine. We now the woman for act we then come online. He then release a video will be very, very disturbing, full of lies. And this one it not be unexpected, as when I know my own country people them. When you do something, you go in front, you lead, people they go always they kick you for back. People they throw a stone, not only for tree, where it then became bare fruit. So all this sabotage, blackmail for the Ambazonian Defense Forces, for the Ambazonian Governing Council, now because of the wonderful fruits and wood and for Ambazonia. We never come up for finish enjoy the resolution with the European Union, it and giam because of the wonderful job with the block of 20 parliamentarians for European Union, including the parliamentarian for the Basque region, we then champion fight so hard, we then prayer and fasting, they then come up with a resolution where it support Ambazonia right of self-determination amongst many other things there. We never finish for enjoy that one, we then see say sabotage, it then became common. We know very well say there is disunity or appearance of disunity in this liberation movement. After that disunity inject for this struggle, we know who will be the master for that disunity. Now mainly a group where they don't feel say them being a government, they don't claim right for exclusive representation of our state. Now that they bring this disunity. But we go listen for Madame Catherine, how they don't change the whole story. Now the new one, this way they reinvent themselves. Una watch out. We will go for the Yerima video very soon. I see some person the text for YouTube, they ask.
My fellow Ambazonians, fellow soldiers of our revolution, I greet una all on this fateful day, November 28, 20. Pig the waka find tortoise is stone, because pig no go ever see tortoise is stone. So the unity where we define them, it be held down. Okay. So from where we don't gather them and the information we'll get them. Mama say two of you picking them at some point they made a mistake. You know, in the quest for free Mama Ambazonia, they get themselves in some kind of an oath, and then one of them break the oath. And
so, my fellow country people, them, if the one to be witchcraft, I don't know where to be this. Now, Catherine this way, we don't always respect and say a woman way it work for hospital and nurse, it take care for people, so you go get natural instinct for love people. Them, Catherine, he don't come out can talk say Ambazonia, what problem will get them for disunity, na problem between Ebenezer Akwanga and Ayabacho. The one no be witchcraft na weti. All man know for this struggle. Say the problem will get them for unity. Na Sako Ikome and Chris Ano. Where they don't take them upon themselves. Power where they no get them for ban other groups them. For talk me soldier they for ground zero go fight other groups them. For kill other groups them. For gather a group of young picking the way they don't trust them. Feasting and leader them. Say me then create something where they call and say the blue and white army. Where they make ghost profile them for Facebook and WhatsApp. Spend their time not for attack La Republic, but for begin attack the leading group who will get them amongst us, the Ambazonian Governing Council. Every day they insult, curse, this, all those things where they do them. Where they don't bring disunity, a bad taste for majority of our people them. Where they decide to become the silent majority, but she don't quiet, they support the struggle only for background. All those problems where Chris Anu and Sako they do them for this struggle. Not only for the governing council, they do them even for Siseko way they for prison. He do them for John Bakoro, for everybody else. Madame Catherine, you want to say you want blind fool na. For talk say the problem will get them na Yabacho and Ebenezer Akwanga. As a matter of fact, the problem where they get them in their mind na Yabacho be their problem. If they like picking way, no fit ever pass for class. If he say na the one way they get sense, they always take number one. Now they then become a problem. Now why that way they always take glass? You dey take glass now because of your door, not be because say the one way they dey take first, they do you anything. The one are pure witchcraft. So for this woman, the problem for Ambazonian disunity na Ayaba and Ebenezer Kwanga. My play I'm gonna hear.
Coming in here today, we don't talk about not calling names, and that has been, the past month. But as of today, Mama say be okay for talk, and for talk from a place of love, and that there is time for tough love sometimes, and to appreciate you picking them for which way they do for you, but they take a wrong move where now it affect the whole show. So
anyone try to pretend say it won't be fair. Say Ayabacho and Ebenezer Kwanga, both of them make some mistake or they don't make some wrong move. But as a matter of fact, he target na Ayabacho, and not with truth, but with lies, blackmail. Now wait till it go on. Where woman like this one, find correct woman, it go come, take your time, she don't for camera, begin lie for broad daylight. So for he said that I investigate them. The problem where Ambazonia get them for disunity. Na Ebenezer Kwanga and Ayabacho. Yambung di kam. Muna here.
I hope when I go get this message with the intent now for clarify, and then forgive us a way forward. The intent now forgive us, those red glasses, the way they wear them in the matrix. When you wear those glasses in the matrix, you see clearly. You see which way to go on. So that we'll stop for the ask ourselves, they feel so hurt and so saddened about the unity where we define them, but we don't see them.
I wear my own glasses for matrix. Now my own matrix is. I wear my glass matrix. Madam Caroline, what I see through my own glass is that you are a liar. Is that you are a shameless liar. So, for all the problem where Chris Anu and Sako de cause am, your own investigation, you don't want to talk now, say, this one na for see the truth. Say they don't want to tell na the truth. Say the truth na say, na Ayabacho and Ebenezer Kwanga then get problem. Ayabacho then she don't for some corner. The focus for fight La Republic. Now, in main aim that the struggle for find money, buy weapon for game for soldier them. Your own never can begin create the kind story them. Mama, now waity, Madam Catarine. Why all this lie? Is these things necessary? All these things, people they die. You like woman way you don't give breast to picking them. You need if she don't so you check something before you talk my player me wanna hear.
So straight to the point. At some point, two of the brothers, them again as I talk, they get themselves in a situation where they sign, they take a pact, an oath, an audacious, or however you want to call them, to where one of them will be the leader, and then the other one will be, like the follower. One na the oga, the other one and the follow. So
wait to wait this woman the one line I say. Ebenezer Kwanga and Ayabacho they enter, then go make some blood pact. I don't know whether Ebenezer Kwanga can lie for Catarine. Because I remember certain way Ebenezer Kwanga will be invited for China. He become make some statement similar like that, but not be this type of extent. See Ayabacho be then enter some blood pact about things like that. I be then ask Ayabacho inside our cabinet. Make Ambazonia the media understand. So for the Ambazonia Governing Council, we are honest people, we get value, we get ethics. Even when such silly accusations are made, we confront our leaders to make sure that we get the right information. There is no such oath between Ebenezer Kwanga and the Dr. Chuayaba, say Kwanga will become president or the leader or boss, then Ayabacho will become follower. They have never existed anything. There is an oath in the ADF. Where that oath now for promise say we go fight for Ambazonia and Ambazonia alone. So we'll be ready to give our life for semi Ambazonia be free and to preserve that freedom. Now they owe that for ADF. So we no go ever abandon our country. We go put democracy and the people aspiration first. That is the only oath we have in ADF. So this one, Madam Catherine de talk am, now just empty lie. Lie for justify something we either make her up, for put blame for Dr. Cho Ayaba head for so-called disunity where they exist. Una here?
In this case, Akwanga will be the leader, Ayaba will follow. But at some point, Ayaba make a mistake, he go out, start lead publicly. And so Akwanga felt betrayed.
So what he talk now say because Ayabacho go outside start lead, Akwanga now start feel say Ayabacho and betray my country people them. That one are just complete lie. I will tell you the real story. Una know say Ayabacho na elected leader for the Ambazonian Governing Council. The election where he be stand na year and Ebenezer Akwanga. Then vote na Ayabacho, me lead the egg of C. Ayabacho, Akwanga when the election one go, he withdraw. He come away for this, say no day for this because no one lost election. How can that happen if them two be that make some promise say now one man must be leader, the other man must be follower? Then they no for go for election. And since the election, both of them ran the worker together. Ayabacho and Ebenezer Akwanga he don't remain for the Southern Cameroon Youth League. Ayabacho he don't continue for the Ambazonian Governing Council. When I remember, say where they want make Ambazonian Governing Council, they will bring all the nationalist group them for can form the group where they call and say egg of C, Ambazonian Governing Council. Inside that group, Ebenezer a group where be Dede Akwanga with Ayabacho, the Southern Cameroon Youth League. He be been a part of them. But because he be fear say go fair election, he withdraw himself, he go continue the president for the other group. Nevertheless, Ayabacho they still work with he. They still continue for the work from that point. I want to give you a small background. Maybe we actually know. Say Akwanga na person way na Ayabacho then even give it power. Na Ayabacho from talking to Card1, that means people they were for ground zero where they don't work with it for long. Card1 are one of the soldiers, the pioneer first soldier they would ever get them for they get them for Sokadev be created. They from Sheikah his speeches. From other veterans, the way they don't monitor these two people, them. I don't talk for couple more people, them, so that I feel talk for them authoritatively. Say from all person where I don't talk for the way they know how this group then start. All then get one thing to talk. Say Ayabacho be being at the organizational master for inside the Southern Cameroon Youth League. You know, be being Ebenezer Akwanga. Ebenezer Akwanga, the only reason why be the head. Now because he be for prison. And they don't get a principle for this SCNC. Say, find me as somebody from the Atlantic state always lead. No be because of any merit. Those are the two things where they make you be leader. That way they start that group self, the Southern Cameroon Youth League. About Ebenezer Akwanga, he be being only spokesperson. Akwanga be a spokesperson. You be get na George Abia. Now he be the chairman for the Southern Cameroon Youth League. And then Ayabacho it be at the press secretary. No, it be at the press secretary or something like that if I don't make mistake. Ayabacho it will be also an official for the SDF. It will be at the press secretary for Moliko district for the SDF. A very strong person. Most of the time when they come for meeting, they can't get meeting according to people the way they do them. Akwanga will go take Martin Luther King his speeches them. Can paraphrase them. Let's say na he talk na he come on for you without even telling them say na person in speech where he bring up. They go look and say, wow. Now man we just get blind ambition for be leader. And any time we see some person it come up, it always take like a personal challenge. So make a play the video, make una hear una get some very interesting thing will happen here.
And so because of that, Akwanga don't do everything in the power to disgrace Ayaba for public.
So here wait Catherine the talk. He talk about intent. Say Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga then they do everything for a power for embarrass Ayabacho, for bring Ayabacho down. Now Catherine the talk. Now come before Akwanga he talk. Remember, say he intention of can put all blame for Ayabacho, but he reveal the truth. So because for Ayabacho, he done the lead, Akwanga it done make say he must bring it down. Make a rewind and small, I play I'm gonna hear.
At some point, Ayaba make a mistake, he go out, start lead publicly. And so Akwanga felt betrayed. And so because of that, Akwanga don't do everything in his power to disgrace Ayaba for public. Basically.
So Ayabacho was a leader. Akwanga was a leader. All then get their own group. Akwanga began a Southern Cameroon Youth League. Ayabacho began to be the head, with the elected head for the Ambazonian Governing Council. Akwanga they be just choosing and put on for day. Ayabacho will be elected. Ayabacho was a leader. He gets a military win the ADF. Abaneza Akwanga gets Sokadef. So how come you go to talk for lead what again? These are just lies. These are just lies. So now here.
Which way the whole show be say when Akwanga go meet Ayaba for public, Ayaba will suddenly become very submissive. And that is so scary to Ayaba. And Ayaba will do everything in his power to make sure that he no ever confront Akwanga for public. So, and never go ask una today, say, since, we start this fight, una will notice and say, these two people will never ever be together publicly.
Well, now which can lie this? So according to Catherine, Ebenezer Akwanga and Ayabacho, because Ayabacho it be go stand for in front Washington, I think in New York or Washington, wherever the United Nations, the headquarters did it, he will make that big speech of block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, where all man be there for day, all the leader be there for day, all man be clap for ye. At that time, Akwanga he vex, say he go do all things for destroy Ayabacho, because Ayabacho be go front. The excuse wey they use them, na say they be get oath. There was no oath. What type of oath? Since that oath, Ayabacho was leading. He said Ayabacho they always try for hide in public. Now Ayabacho make Akwanga who he be. I remember very well for Afofif put up the flyers them. Tawa joined the constituent for China. We gather for China. We want to invite a leader for can talk for Southeast Asia here about our liberation. The person who we choose for interviewee for bringing for Asia here, it will be na Ayabacho. We will be sending a letter for Ayabacho. Na Ayabacho be there for the flyer. But Ayabacho call we back. Tell we say a lot of other people they don't also invite ye. And if I say make he share them with the other leader them, we go fi allow me na instead Ebenezer Akwanga come. Na Ayabacho as a leader was promoting Ebenezer Akwanga to come and speak where he could come. Ebenezer Akwanga come off for America, it won't come for inside Asia, Southeast Asia here for China. He passed for UK. He ticket the donors the way the hell people buy ticket were all the supporters of Ayabacho, members of his organization. Members of his organization. So how can you make such claims that is not real? That is so clear to everybody. This is a video of Ebenezer Akwanga and Ayabacho. You say they cannot come together, they have not come together. This is video of both of them. Madam Catherine.
We are consulting on the development at home. And we are looking at that we can put in place for their defense and to make sure that we continue with the resistance on a daily basis until we are able to bundle out the occupier. Let nobody take the eye off the ball. This is no time for celebration, this is time for resistance, and we must be resilient, steadfast, and as you can see me here with Dr. Akwanga, we're working together.
So, una see, na Ayabacho that and Ebenezer Akwanga, they be there again for New York, they be there for Washington, that way they be get that conference, where they be collect money, where Bohebe they will make that famous episode for Ambazonia calling, they explain how they be gather for meeting only for destroy Ayabacho. Ayabacho be come for that meeting. He can't attend it. Ebenezer Akwanga and Ayabacho, they don't always stay together. So wait till we Catherine the talk. Why all these lies? Why all these lies about Ayabacho? Why? Why all those lies? Why all those unnecessary lies? The man is leading. Ayabacho is the leader. He said when Ayabacho will deal with Akwanga, Ayabacho will be submissive. What type of things that is Akwanga his father? So if wanna be the lie, if there was an era where this type of lie they be the sell and they be the use this type of manipulation to convince the lay people, those time is gone. Our people have been better. They have received the no Connie talk. They have received from Lucas Asu. They have received from Pascal Kiki. They have received from Shea Kavi. They have received from Bella Franklin. They have been well educated, revolutionary, and our people do not act like Zamzam anymore. Gone are those days, Madame Catherine. Gone are those days. So I will leave that up, Madame Catherine stuff. I'll go for the next video I want to play them. And I want to tell you one more thing. After the speech for Ayabacho in front of the United Nations, there's a famous speech of block by block. After that speech, Ebenezer Akwanga watched that speech and almost collapsed. According to what the wife said when she called people, he had palpitation, increased palpitation, and was hospitalized. That means Akwanga see a brother, he stand the talk, he collapsed, he go hospitalized because of waiting. Ayabacho, he don't take lead. They then finally they will discover the talent and vision of Ayabacho. So I want to make una hear something with this girl talk again. It'll be important, I think.
My fellow ambassador, we go meet up federalists them, we should not talk no. Unity for struggle means say may we get with restoration agenda together and be so focused on it, so much so that you don't make some intellectually dishonest statements about why go there for until you discover say at some point you go succumb, you go find yourself a place where you two one go should don't now act like a unifier because this other man don't over make me and look like man where I know we unite.
What would even talk about this thing? Ebenezer Akwanga, in this revolution, the deputies of Ayabacho are all beyond Akwanga when it comes to influence in this liberation movement. Just the deputies of Ayabacho. Ebenezer Akwanga cannot measure up in terms of influence right now. How many forces Ebenezer Akwanga have? How many forces are under Huris? How many forces are under the direct influence of Lucas Asu? How many forces are under my supervision? Ebenezer Akwanga, in terms of boots on the ground, cannot even stand with me. We cannot sit on the same level in ground zero. You know how many forces have recruited in this struggle? Maybe all his life. The inspiration he has provided has not even reached what I've done. So all these type of things should stop. These people, when I already know, say these people think really less of Ambazonia. According to Catherine, they take decision. Ebenezer Akwanga, they take decision based on emotion. That means you bring down your country because you feel that somebody have betrayed you. When you look at our people dying, baby Caroline, baby Brandy, you don't feel you should go above your ego. Should people who stand for the liberation be taking decisions based on feeling that somebody will lead, somebody will not lead? Now this primitivity, they hold it down. And it must stop. Please, stop the primitivity. Get behind effective leadership if you really love our people. Ayabacho is leading. His organization is the biggest organization we have. In terms of military, in terms of diplomacy, there is no competition. It shouldn't even be a competition. We should be collaborating around those that are stronger, that are effective. That's what we should be doing. In diplomatic, The Ambazonian Governing Council is a member of the OMPO, the biggest lobbyist firm for people who want independence. The Ambazonian Governing Council have secured an endorsement for our struggle from a European Parliament that has representative in the European Parliament in Brussels, and we have seen the results today. The Ambazonian Governing Council is the only movement that have sit face to face with the United Nations to speak since this Ambazonian uprising started for the interest and for our cause for independence. We are still the driving force. We brought together the European Institute of Peace, that was sabotage. We have the biggest footprint on the ground, the most popular in terms of the population that came out of 1st of October, in terms of the physical cash that people donate. If those cash were votes, they have voted for Ambazonian Governing Council. Ayabacho is the most loved leader that we have. He's the most loved leader that we have, and his deputies are the most loved people. People in Ground Zero have sing a song for my name. So stop following these social media things. When you come on in WhatsApp, you find a few group of people called Blue and White Army teaming up with Kunyam Titus and his DRD people, who Facebook facilitates their propaganda against us. It's not real. In real terms, AGOFC is the most loved group, the most cherished group. The leader of the Governing Council, Ayabacho, is most loved leader, far beyond any leader. I will not compare them, but there is no comparison in terms of love between Ayabacho. Even if the next you can even talk about is Sisiko Ayoktabi. Sisiko Ayoktabi is more of sympathy now, not even the love that you have before, because some few group of people have made his image so partisan that it is uncomfortable for many people to stand up for him. The unifier, the symbol of Ambazonian nationalism, democracy, is the Ambazonian Governing Council and its leader, Dr. Chuayaba. And all of you have to come to realize this reality and work together with him and stop trying to undermine him, create stories that do not have any legs. It's so juvenile. Really pathetic. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will take una now for wait to wait that happen. As una know, we don't get a policy we would implement them about the liberation tax for Ground Zero. So, this is the Vice President of Yerima. I will bring up his picture very soon so that we can go through this thing together. But when I know very well, say the Ambazonian Defense, the Ambazonian War Council, he don't take a decision. The President of the Governing Council, he don't put out a message for reiterate the same. This decision, it don't take 5 months for formal consultation. It don't be done on the ground, not with the IG, because the Ambazonian Defense Forces have no relationship with the IG. The IG relationship is with the Governing Council. The Governing Council is a political wing. The IG is a political wing. They don't have any army on the ground. So how can we have a relationship? ADF and the IG have relationship. How can they have any relationship? So we see blackmail now. We don't take a decision for the Ambazonian War Council. It can be endorsed by the Governing Council. There will be an imposition of liberation tax to all these big multinationals in our territory, all of them. The primary target will also be some of these companies that goes around collect money physically from the most poorest people that we have. Ineo and Amber Water, we call it Amber Water, no become water. Stolen property, where these people they use them for exploit with. So as una know by now, if una follow social media, for those who una watch me for una has for ACN television, the Ambazonian Defense Forces, a newly created, we don't create a new task force, and that is even confusing to La Republic on the ground, because they are trying to get even our soldiers from different bases, get family members to call these soldiers, these commanders, try to plead and not. Those things will not work. We are far smarter than that. So we have a task force now enforcing this particular law to make sure that all the forces on the ground benefit proportionally in terms of where they are on the ground. This law, this liberation tax, is a done deal. There is no going back. This is the law of the land. We have the capability to implement it, and we are doing just that. It will benefit everybody who is acting on the ground. It's a military conflict now. It's not about diplomacy anymore. It's not about a protest. The international community have properly defined the party to the conflict. They are the warring party. But we are going to go along with all these other groups. We are going to go along with all these groups. So now listen for this video, and I will explain what it happened as the video it play. Now Yerima this. Now the vice president for Seseko Ayoktabi IG group.
Put by AGOC, ADF, which is circulating on social media. Our fellow Southern Cameroonians, fellow Ambazonians, my dear comrades. I woke up this morning to a video circulating on social media by Capo from ADF AGOC implicating your IG on their kidnapping schemes.
So Yerima, I'll call it lazy Yerima, because this one, na man wey since the appointee as vice president, he no get nothing to show for. I will not blame him so much because he's just a puppet, and I'll expose him for a puppet as he really is. I have tons and tons of audios from people I will not call, but when it gets to that, I'm going to expose him for who he is. He's a puppet. Lazy Yerima. This one, I no one should don't for take my time begin the cautious, because we are not there. We are not in that type of childish game anymore. Otherwise, I was should don't talk cautious, a big face and all this type of thing where you no go benefit for anything. But this is somebody I consider like my elder brother, because I know him when we were growing up. His family is a family that is close to mine. We are all Baptist people. When I ran away from, when I was in the university and I was running away from the gendarme who threatened me, I stayed in his brother's house. So we are like family out of the struggle. He calls me often when he has inquiry to make and stuff like that. He calls. But somehow this guy, these people who think less of our people, opportunists, they will waste no time to jump on opportunities and grab them to portray themselves like something they are not. And that is what pisses me off. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Our forces they don't arrest the regional delegate for Kamwata. He will be on service, inside service car. The arrest he woman be there for their motor at that time. They arrest both of them, because as they ran stop the motor, they arrest them. They no fit left any man for that motor, because the man go call terrorist Cameroon occupation forces them, me they intervene. So they will be forced, because of the circumstances, for carry both of them, the husband and the wife, go away with them. When this news become, I no be fit even read the memo, because I be busy, I be other engagement them. I be barely notice and say the woman be there. So by the time the war council, the one push them, since I be the deputy overseer of that particular region, but decisions are not made by me, by just me. It's made by a council of people. People think about it. They consider it. They put the national interest before they make decision in the Ambazonia Defense Force and Governing Council. So, the next day, after that incident happened, there was no way we could talk. The task force had gone dark, so we could not really get a clear picture of what happened. But we began already dispatch video messages to all this company, and in particularly to this subject, and in a neo about our tax, and for them to pay this money before the end of this year, for this last quarter of this year, their liberation tax, 10 million. It was 20 million actually, but you had some consideration because the year is coming to an end and they will have to ask them something from January. So that decision was made. It was brainstormed. The forces on the ground have been informed They have studied the documents. They have accepted it. We call all quarter head. I made the video here. We appealed to all quarter head. They came. We gave them this information that all public taps will be free. We will not allow them to sell public taps. Those are our facilities. And we are also going to impose on them this tax for liberation that is going straight to the ground zero to buy arms so that they can defend themselves. Because we cannot shut down this company. They provide essential services. So that decision was made in consideration of the livelihood of our people. So nothing that will happen. After that thing, after they arrest that man, the father called me. Not directly. He first of all called one senior person. I will not give the name of the person. He called the person and said, how can he approach me? And they advised him. The person said, I know this guy very well. Talk to him. Capo Daniel is very accessible. And he called me directly. And explained to me that they have arrested his son and his daughter. The forces on the ground have informed them that this is a decision that was made by the organization because the father, who is the delegate, represent that company, and that company have defaulted, have failed to comply with the order we give to stop collecting money from public tap and declare it free, and also stop and did not pay the money. And that the man have a wife with him. Immediately he said the man had a wife with him. I now remember that there was something like that I missed. And that the council have said that we should look and because we have to have that concern. Immediately I pick up my phone call. I called the council members and they discussed the call. The president was also informed about the whole thing. And instantly we made a decision that the council made a decision that the wife should be released. Instantly. And the commanders, they complained because the security was not good. Even for the wife to be released at that moment, the security was not good. So they made a decision that they are going to release her the next day in the morning because of security. It was only because of security problems. And the next day, they released the wife. We have to take other precaution, risking the life of the soldiers because they have to change everything. After that happened, Yerima called me after the woman had been released. When something like this one happened, plenty of people did call me. So I don't know who be who. So one particular person called me where he did for ground. The person be na big man I know he. Baby suspicious. So he called me. The information he gave me, they show like I don't know whether I didn't talk to the family or not or who he be. So I give him some fake information and you can see that information now is everywhere on the newspaper, on the social media. Anybody see you posting that thing, the person doesn't actually know what is happening. The man asked me, I tell them and say, that man in family, they don't pay 3 million. They didn't pay 3 million. That figure was made up by me. I give that figure so that when that man he go talk for the other people then if person won't come for me, he talk, say something they go on, I want to say nothing happen, he will say they don't pay 3 million. I will know whether the person he get information about that man did you lie to say a family member. Because even Cameroon, their military, then when things like this happen, they go find Ambazonian, make it call with for gather information, they go misrepresent themselves. So now for the reason that why I put my things in the way I put and so that I will feel speak properly, they pass on to the council, the work council, the proper information. So Yerima called me and I released the video, the audio for the conversation. That way call me, say he want to talk about this particular case. It be a little bit fumble for the beginning. That audio I release them now half of the conversation I get away. I be the fumble a little bit, so I actually say yeah now about this particular case here and I say it. He talk about say the family don't pay 3 million already. Say me that at least leave them, the woman is sick, the woman will be belly, all those type of stuff then. So I didn't take them as it go, I don't need to begin to tell you lie, you need to lie. Just let it flow. What will it change? So I tell the family contact me. Tell the family contact me because I know say if you be in touch with the family go and tell you say we don't release the woman. The family for that already tell the amount of any transaction, if some transaction it will be. If you be aware of those things then. So I said, talk for the family, me, the family call me. The family don't call you, no. Talk for the family, me, the family call me directly. So, Mona Yeweti Yerima the talk.
Let me make this very clear. The family of the kidnapped manager of Camwater, kidnapped with his wife, a breastfeeding mother, reached out to me for help for their release. After consultations with defense teams on the ground, we were informed that they were under the custody of AGOVC ADF fighters. I called Capo Daniel and asked for their immediate release, but he requested to talk directly to the family.
So this one, you know, all these people, where they get this Cameroon mentality, they don't be in this mentality of big manism. They feel that the fact that you can talk to somebody means that it makes you better than somebody else, or he elevates you. So he thinks that the family call him and then he call me. I requested to talk to the family. It means that he have connection. You know, those juvenile, quarter, teenage way of behaving. For him, this is what Yerima goes out to put this to the public. That he calls me, the family of the wife, they were arrested with the wife and the kid, they kidnapped. This is somebody whose organization is now, I can say, pretending. If they were not pretending that they are fighting for independence, why will somebody who believe in Southern Cameroon nationalism, Ambazonian nationalism, will call an action that he knows was carried out by forces, as he has said, under the ADF, exerting our sovereign power, exercising our sovereign power, call it a kidnap. The fact that Yerima calls it a kidnap expose him as a fake person, as a wolf in sheep clothing, pretending to be a nationalist. These are one of those people who see this revolution as an opportunity to become famous, to become something they couldn't be back home in that country, in the government. It's a shame. When a person who poses as a leader stand out and call actions of forces on the ground as being kidnapping, not that they went there to go and kidnap. I have called actions on the ground as kidnap. When soldiers, they go to take somebody, innocent person, for the purpose of ransom. That one, you can call it as a kidnap. These soldiers went there because the governing council have made a decision and they were implementing this decision. They didn't go there for their own selfish reason. They didn't arrest this man because of this man committed a crime personally. It was because this was the regional delegate of Camwater. He was arrested because he represents a company. He speaks for that company. He acts on behalf of that company. He is a representative of that company on the ground. It was a citizen arrest. It was an arrest by our army. So for Yerima to call it a kidnap and ransom, he's now opening even a door for La Republique to see some semblance of illegitimacy in what they are doing. Even for civilians who may understand what is going on or may know some tips, to come up now and share it, that may lead to the death of this man. And that will be on you, Yerima, who open your small mouth. Let me not talk true, because you want to seek relevant. So when Yerima called me, I had that conversation. Later on, JC Itambe, one of his staff of the IG Care, she called me. She first texted and we were chatting, and eventually we called each other. First, she was in a Zoom meeting. I could hear, it's probably a Zoom meeting. They were talking. I could hear Yerima's voice behind or something like that. They were talking. And she called back again. And she recorded me and I recorded her. That is natural. That is standard. You record people to keep for record and also for the institutions that we serve. But she gave that record to Yerima, one other person, from what I've heard from other people in the organization. She gave to 4 people that could not give it with warning. Do not release it. One of them released it, and that person I believe is Yerima, from his reaction later. After I saw that, I got that message from the organization. What is happening? These guys have released your conversation, and I listened to it, and I get back to JC. JC immediately apologized. So nobody should blame her. She did not release it. You can only release conversation when there is a crime or there is a principle of whistleblowing, like you are trying to give some warning about something that compromises the whole aspect of what the institution was supposed to be. I had a conversation with JC as an internal conversation with representing an organization of Siseko Ayoktabi that we respect. Then this Yerima, they leaked it out. Lazy Yerima. They leaked it out. For what? To blackmail. They think that somehow our people will be happy that, hey, Yerima have leaked it. Because they are seeing this impression created on social media by these people of Sako, their blue and white army and Konda titles. They think it's a reality. They don't know the ADF is the most trusted force on the ground. These people. Lazy Yerima. You are there with an organization. They have given you an organization. You have not done anything. The IG care is not on the ground. There is no soldier that pays allegiance to you, despite the sympathy that the soldiers have, the love they have for Ayoktabi. People like Mangang, Silas have referred forces to me to come to the ADF. If you were competent, they would be with you. I have advised even publicly, go and take even Chris Bongam and build a force. We have supported you publicly and privately. You cannot. Lazy man, unproductive man. You cannot show anything for all this year. You are presenting Siseko only to go and take picture. Are you taking picture for Siseko? Is that your job? In the brakos, weak brakos will not get used. You dey le man way you know even tuma weak brakos. This one they carry even na Beyonce again for you. You go do it today. Now that kind of man way brakos it don't finish. Power no day. You know that kind of brakos it don't finish. If they say hammer, you dey so the whole woman if you are from you don't do anything there. Where is Ray Baba? Where are all the talent in the IG? Where is Mangang? All those people who can help you, where are they? You are walking around with pam base. Where are the people to Siseko? Nothing. Even the soldier, nothing to show for. 1st of October, you don't have one soldier on the ground to show. One soldier. We have community. Look at what we have built. Community school upon community school. Liberated area upon liberated area. Soldiers helping our soldiers, helping other soldiers. Even the soldiers in Mavas that were begging me every day to help them. They want us to empower them. They have come to you. You have given them small money. They have made video. And that is it. And you have run away. Yeah, Piero. Yes. So, Yerima, you there for day. This is pathetic. We have carried the IG on our hands. The IG is nothing, eh? There is nothing there. Nothing is going on there. All they do is he just sit down, waiting for negotiation for us to fight. And then you come and sit down and win and rule. That's all. There's nothing. The IG is just on paper. All the members that were attracted to IG because of the type of politics they are playing have all gone away. The only people that were there, you had these political scavengers who follow Sako. They were there just singing hallelujah to Siseko. They didn't mind anything because their own was like their own enam. The ones that have remained with Yerima are the ones that have small brain. But they are still not people who are following Siseko because they love Siseko. You have two major groups there. The group of Scoop and the group of Milton Taka, the former SDF people. The one for Scoop are there for Milan. They are just trying to use the name of Siseko because without Siseko, they are nothing. They don't have anything to offer. They can just hide behind Siseko and do something. You take away Siseko, they are useless. That's why Scoop cannot be on his own. All their members are there in the IG. Then after Milan, with his South Africa, how to call it, is South Africa what? The group that he has in South Africa. They are all of them just using this platform. Siseko's name has just become a platform, and they just pay money. Even the people who donate there, they call themselves the friends of Siseko. You are just there like a puppet. They don't even consult you for anything. You want me, I can't expose your last. I have communication with the team in Siseko, team there in Konengi, that I shared classified information with you, and they wanted to kill me. Why you go show up for that man? They are just there using you. Everybody's using you like a shower for quarter. They can't get away. They open up this time. Any man can enter past. Any man can take you ungo. You did they say you can't attack the governing council. You just see smart in there. You want jump inside. Ma play the old moon here.
I know many people who have reached out to Dr. Troy Abba to ask for their release, but to no avail. But later learned his wife was released after 2 days. Fellow Amazonians, our fight is against the invading military of La République du Cameroon, not on our people fighting for their livelihoods when they...
So, according to this lazy Yerima, our fight is not about it is against La République, not against our people who are fighting for their livelihood. As though this man was targeted because of his job. He was just in that job fighting for his livelihood, so he have no responsibility. This is what the type of nonsense that they pretend that they are fighting, they are supporting the ground zero, the fighters, but they just want to exploit them. Somebody like this, it means that Atanganji Paul, who is just struggling to make his livelihood now, Atanganji Paul was just struggling to make his livelihood. We should not touch him. Ekema Patrick would have gone free if this type of people have their way. Because for them, so long as you are Southern Cameroonian, you are just fighting for your livelihood. Maybe that is what you are doing here. Just fighting for the prestige you could not get before. On this type of level, national level. Say, we are not fighting against our own people. We are fighting against La République and any internal enemy that stand with them, that stand on our way, will be crushed. Anybody that takes up a job for our slave masters, you have become an instrument in their hands, and you shall be in conflict with your own people. The French did the same. The French go after their own people. In South Africa, the ANC, they killed more black people than white people. In Algeria, the same. In Algeria, the same. In America, where they say it's a melting pot, they arrested their own citizens who were from Japan when they were at war with Japan. So if you are a black leg, you will not be spared. If you want to look for money, you think by going to join La République and becoming a mayor, a parliamentarian, you will be arrested. You will be arrested. You will not sell Ambazonia because you need money to eat. Because when you compromise, you go and stand in that position, you are enabling the exploitation of our territory. Without you being there, La République, their citizens have already abandoned all those positions. They cannot still continue to exploit us unless some of our people who are longer throat go and take those positions. They say the danger, the biggest obstacle for a slave is a happy slave. People like the delegate of Kamwata who take that position must bear the consequences of being in that position, of representing that company in Ambazonia, which is being held now responsible for what that company is supposed to pay. The man is a man con man. He's an Ambazonian. He's been respected. His rights have been respected. But he represents Kamwata. He was arrested because he's from Kamwata by soldiers who were doing their job to protect our integrity. Kamwata must pay. Let all these wolves in sheep clothing, if they truly love, if Yerima really loved that family, he will not go and leak out conversations that were private publicly. that forced the Ambazonia Defense Forces to give proof of life to the public of that man so that people should know that the man is fine. He has put that man's life in jeopardy. Because of what? You want to pretend like you have somebody on the ground. You have contacted security. What type of security thing you contacted on the ground? Even when you came out and you wrote a letter that the incident in Ekondo Titi, the people that killed those children, you have investigated that it is not Amber, it is La Republique. I called you to find out where you get your intel because you were lying. 10 Kobo was in our camp. We supported 10 Kobo. We still support him. I support 10 Kobo till today. But when they carry out an attack that is against our people, innocent civilians, for no good cause like attacking that school, we condemn it and we call him to make sure he take measures to punish the commander in charge and let it not happen again. You came, Yerima. You cover up the crime of killing of our own children. You want to come and pretend now that you are a nice guy? Somebody who can cover up the death of students? If you are in that group, come out of it. Come out of it. If you can cover up the death of students killed in classroom and teachers, you want to cover up it, come out of it. That's evil. The same time, when 10 Kobo arrested 7 delegates, they were all clapping. Were those delegates not our own people? Were they not our own people? Did you go out to criticize 10 Kobo then? If your principle is that we should not touch our own. So when those people were finding ways to save Kunkum, to Patrick Ekema, you did not approve of it. You did not. So when they were going after Atanganji Paul, a murderer, you did not support that. What a shame. What a hypocrite. Lazy Yerima. Lazy. Useless canas where you no get power. They don't put woman for your front say hammer, you know fi hammer. You should shake where you force them, we no. You know fi hammer. The man no fi hammer. They don't give you opportunity for lead. You cannot lead. Give you interview in South Africa. They ask you simple question, but you cannot open your mouth to say. Your own power ends in only to come and shout on Capo, Daniel, and ADF. You said you called Dr. Choi Ayaba. Several calls have been made to Dr. Choi Ayaba to release, and he did not release. Why did you not put the name of Dr. Choi Ayaba name? You are afraid. Canaless man, you are afraid. Of course, Ayabacho cannot release the woman, the man. I cannot release the man. He was not arrested because Capo Daniel or Ayabacho. He was arrested because the War Council make the decision. The ADF is a structure. It's a structure. You don't know the difference? There will be no discrimination. That man, Mr. Roger Dumpley, he's an Ambazonia. He's a Mancon man. I mean, he's a Mancon man. He's a Boban. He's a well-connected person. So we have had calls from everywhere. There will be no discrimination. We are not living in we don't want to build an Ambazonia where na man no money own. Then cash your man because your brother na Amba. Or because your person connect with this one, you now call, and then they will solve them. No. If you are working with the enemy, whether your brother is the general of Ambazonia, he will hold you to account. Man, no over talk good pass. Man, play me una here.
Yet no alternative for them. I am a father, and I can imagine what the little kids of the kidnapped couple are going through right now, which is no fault of theirs.
So when they be keep picking them for a Kondo Titi, for broad daylight, then keep picking them for class. Yerima, you get picking them. You see blood flow in that manner. It not touch your heart. You come out to lie on the blood of those children in a Kondo Titi. Yerima. Now for this one where they don't catch man, is it there alive? You love it. That means you love humanity for this case. Go pass. Because you know say the man na Boban. He get friend them na man na bourgeois. He's not a poor man. He's not a Changshu boy. You don't care. He's not like the 23 ADF soldier that were killed in your own village. In your own village. Recently, When Isobu and no pity, they were trying to kill each other. Me that I have criticized Isobu, me that I have criticized no pity, I begged online for 2 days. I say, Yerima, please intervene. I say, Honorable Lebuwa, please intervene. You stay quiet. Today, A2 is dead. That's the breaking news coming from Ground Zero. A2 is dead. A2 is dead. Who was there in that picture together with them? He's dead. You didn't say anything. This is the lifeless body of A2. You didn't say anything. You don't say a word. Where does that chat go? Let me show the picture. This is A2. This is A2. He's dead. He was ambushed. This is him. He was ambushed and killed, exposed because of those problems that they have there. I was there trying to help them. When they arrested 23 ADF fighters, you stayed quiet, even to use your influence, your mouth like the power of country talk. You did not intervene. They killed all of them. You went to South Africa, they approached you, the ADF guys, they approached you. You actually lied that the guys of Buiwario were under you. Today, one can tell we say you sorry for person with a kidnapping, but at the same time, you go Pupushan for public. Pupushan, you are Nalova. And I heard Nalova is related to the woman. Pushing it in public. Hashtagging ADF. You guys think that this is the moment you can incriminate ADF. Do you really think that me, Capo Daniel, I'm afraid of anything? There is something again I'm afraid. From the day they beat up students in the University of Boya, that day, Pobia have killed us already. We decide, we make that choice that we will not let it go. I'm not alone. We decide we will not let it go. We will fight this government of Cameroon until we defeat them. Even if they kill all the soldiers on the ground, me, Capo Daniel, I'll be the first one on the ground. I will not continue to live if Cameroon is still in Amazonia. I will never have peace. I'm sleepless. Pobia have declared a war that have wake up giant in many of us. They don't know us. They don't know. So now here where the lazy Yerima they talk.
Your interim government distances herself from such or any acts of kidnapping and inform Amazonians that no agreement has ever been reached between the IG and the ADF AGOFC in regards to any liberation tax collection in Amazonia.
So, what does that even mean? Do you need an agreement for us to have our own policy? What agreement are you even supposed to talk about? What are you even talking about? Agreement between there is no agreement. How does it concern you? Yerima, how does it concern you? Lazy canas. Lazy canas. Naraka man this way canas no be wake up. They give you even a fine girl, they give you correct, they give you juicy woman so you go do it today. You don't do anything. Because you don't get Ray Baba, you don't do anything. Forces, you cannot do anything. Talent, you cannot do anything. Zero, nothing to show for except pictures. Take pictures. You are very good at taking of pictures. Did Seseko appoint you to take pictures on his behalf? Your job is only to take pictures on his behalf.
We know it is our collective responsibility to liberate ourselves, and your IG has put in place strong institutions to attain this objective. Let me make this as clear as possible.
Say the IG then put strong institution for liberate Amazonia. What a joke. What a joke. I know about just blame you. I blame Seseko because you are so incompetent. As a matter of fact, 90% of your cabinet have made statement in support of this policy. 90%. I have all of their record. The ones that they are sending to me, I have all. Plus the ones that have contacted me, I have all. All of them have supported this. The real supporters of Seseko, like Mangang, have supported this wholeheartedly. Siseko should abandon all this pam base and look for real people. Or he should just dissolve the whole this nonsense. It will be better for him. What type of institution? You are there collecting money to give to Siseko in prison to buy your own position for them to keep you there. Because when they call you, all they talk about is money. They don't consult you for anything. And then you are standing to say, I'll play even some audio here. You try me, you don't know me. These are audio. You gather money. Only last year, how much was the budget for Siseko in the prison? How much was the budget? 40-something million. 40-something million for prisoners. This year they are charging you to give them how much? 50-something million in prison. That's why you are going around saying you want to do long rubber gun, short rubber gun, gathering all those money to go and give to prison. And do you know how much the conjugal visit in Konegi? 100,000. Let me play this audio. I'll play these things.
Greetings, everybody. But we have ended up being Amazonians, and maybe it's for a day. Come again. But in the last presentation we had a couple of days or last week, he presented these numbers to some people. We spent in 2020 a total of about 44 million CFA.
When I hear 44 million CFA for 1 year. They spend them. The year budget for this year.
On these three issues: healthcare, legal, and feeding. Feeding is only specific to the principal prison where we are. I think we are at the highest number we were, but so we have spent about 44 million, and the budget for this for 20 that 44 million does not include the $10,000 we still owe the lawyers as retainership for 2020 in Nigeria, which we have just owed them. They have accepted, and they are still working on our case. Eventually ended up in Lagos after about 18 months ordeal in the different detention.
So Yerima went ahead and tried to threaten me personally. That is personal. You threaten me. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. You threaten me. You threaten Capo Daniel. This guy. First of all, you came up. You are pretending that the family called you to ask for help because you are the one who can help them. Then you pick up your phone call. You call me, and you requested me to go and to release the woman. And then I asked you to give me their number. Then now you are blaming me. You that have power to release the man. You want to blame me now that it is my fault that the man have not been released. You hold me personally responsible. If there anything happened to him, they hold me personally responsible. Because you said Ambazuna is not there to rule anybody. Because your own is about rule. You are afraid of me because you are worried that I should be supporting you the way I'm supporting Ayabacho. I support Ayabacho. It's not because I love him. As a matter of fact, I should be supporting you if I follow natural instinct. But I'm following Ayabacho because he is the only hope we have. He is the only effective person and he needs my service. That's why I follow his institution. This guy should be fired immediately. Otherwise, Siseko, your IG is done. It's done. I'll burn it up. It's done. There is first of all no IG. You go and sit there. IG is a group. It's a small group of few people who are there here and there. How many people and what are they doing there? What do they have to show? A group that have zero force on the ground. Zero. The guys in Navas, I have communication with them, detailed communication for more than 1 year. You have gone and buy them small stick, and then you jump now to justify the money to go and collect more money and go and complete your portion to keep your pay for your position there as a puppet. They don't even share information with you. Siseko go and had a meeting with La Republic. They don't even tell you. You know things I have in my hands. Do you know things I have? Do you know things I have, information I have? Do you know people who trust me? Do you know the organization I work for? You know the ADF? The type of brain box we have? You guys are clowns. You guys are the biggest clowns we have. You are the main reason this struggle is delaying. La République, they wanted to use Seseko to soften him. They contacted a Catholic priest who have a relative who is an activist, Gili Gili. They facilitated her transportation, her coming into Cameroon without arrest. An activist on SCBC arrived in Cameroon without arrest. You people think that Pobia is a fool? Or they don't know what they are doing? Gili Gili came there through his family because they were working on the brain of Seseko so that he should give in a face-to-face negotiation with La République for La République to use it for whatever purpose they want to use it for. Gili Gili came there, went to Konengi, put 400,000 in her breast. You think that the Cameroon military did not know? Maybe you don't even know that I know this information. You'll be wondering yourself, how did I know this information? They use the Catholic Church. Know something. The Catholic Church is an organization. It is the biggest beneficiary of this war. Out of the 6 million pounds that were donated to Cameroon for this crisis, for IDPs, more than 90% went to the Catholic Church. So when they are coming with rice and giving people, they're not sorry any man. The one way they keep on for their back is plenty past the way they share them. Now why do you see the Catholic Church, they shut up their mouth, they need to talk. That's why you see the Presbyterian Church, they are fighting, they're all fighting for contracts. They're all fighting for contracts. They're all trying to help La République. So when the Catholic Church bring Gili Gili to talk to Seseko, carrying money in her breast, hiding it and giving it, you think that the La République, they didn't know what was going on there? That is how they soften his heart. That's how they soften Seseko's heart, deceiving him into accepting in this type of meeting with La République. When Seseko was going there, they came and met Seseko, called him in the superintendent's office. 7 days or 10 days, if I'm not forgotten, before the meeting. Still, yes, Seseko stayed quiet. He didn't tell anybody. You think that we here, we did not know? The superintendent office will say something there. We don't have connections. We don't have spies who can give us this information. And we stay quiet. Seseko did not even inform you, Yerima. You are there that you are representing. You do not even know. When they came and tell you people, and then when we met you, you were trying to pretend like you know. Oh, he used the document I gave to him. When we already know that you did not know. These kids. When it comes to this revolution, you are a kid. Don't mind how we are humble as our nature. Now just we have to relate with our people so that we elevate them. That's why we are like sheep. It's not that we cannot be proud. We cannot be boastful. That's how they jongle you guys. And when they asked Seseko, he said that no, it was because of Sako. He wanted to just go there so that to take the priest. They had all type of excuses. Just like when they play him Shishongo about countries that would endorse him. If you guys don't want me to just burn this thing down, we have allowed the IG to hang there because we believe that the image of Seseko is a patriot, by the way. But we don't want that type of leadership. We don't want Pobia. We don't want a president in Ambazonia that is going to be riding in limousine. We want Ambazonia where our civil servants will be the servants. They will not be the richest people in our society. We want a president that can jog on our street, that can shake hands with our poor people. We don't want presidents that will be living in White House, glass houses. We don't want another Pobia. The governing council will never allow the replication of La République in Ambazonia. Our base will never allow it. The people who are in Ambazonia now, that are listening to me, Capo Daniel, that have sing song in my name, that listening to Lucas Asu, they are wiser than you. We have opened their eyes. We have raised their standard. Don't joke with our struggle. You will be vomited more than Abobala. More than Abobala. Don't joke with our struggle. We are the vanguard of this struggle. We are the ones that have been appointed by God. Amongst all the children in Ambazonia, the spirit that was deposited in our heart was special. So be careful when you open your mouth to say rubbish and to warn people. Be careful, Yerima. Be very, very careful. If something happened to Rogers because of this, your useless things you have put out there, because now from our intelligence analysis, you have created an atmosphere where sympathetic people who sympathizes with Seseko or the IG can easily be lured to partner with La Republic to try to become a hero for you guys and try something that will lead to the death of that man and soldiers. And it will be on you. Do you have any capacity on the ground to do anything? Do you have any capacity? The guys in Mavas, you just help them. You guys will just go here, buy fufu here and there. Give soldiers rice, and then you think that they are soldiers. We try to elevate you. We are trying to drag you guys along. We are trying to drag you guys along. With a small sense of entitlement because you have created something and call it a government. If we decide to create a government today, where will you guys go? We can do it. We have the capacity to do it even on the ground. We can conduct election today on the ground in Amazonia. But that is not what we are about. We are here to liberate the land. We care less even about governance. The governing council have made proposition of possible ways that we can collaborate. Or even putting the IG, putting Seseko at the helm. It's not like we are fighting for power. OGC. So lazy canas, lazy mbrakot, the kind of mbrakot where you need to work, you need to stand. The kind where they even put woman now is skin the charge. You go to touch, you say, wake up, you go to wait no day. Now you Yerima, you be lazy canas, lazy mbrakot. Even then give na Beyonce, you never do anything there. They don't give you a whole institution where you get popularity, you cannot take advantage of it. You cannot bring anything on the table other than pictures. Running here and there. Last time they were saying Swiss talks. You are already running to Swiss. If not, we because it's like open your eye, then call you for road, say hide. You are going around hiding with your monkey code for inside Switzerland. Hiding so that people will not see you that you are going to the Swiss talks. Nonsense. Don't joke with our people. That time now pass. Don't joke with our people. Yerima, be very careful. Don't compromise. If one soldier die, this is nonsense. So you don't talk about. If one soldier die, if they raid that place, kill Roger and one ADF soldiers, you will be held responsible. We have the capacity to hold you responsible. You should know that. You are joking with fire. We have said it here. Even the people in the diaspora, if any man make a mammy for day about ADF soldier, they talk, they go kiss on my picking for ground day. Because when I feel talk talk nonsense, lie about people that are picking the way they fight for free una. Lie about people that are picking the way they fight for free una. When this boy they die, they bury them. You know how many boys they don't go for battle, no, so they will go die and they go die. For counter, no, I can't make joke, political joke. She don't for the wait. You talk of Seseko, yeah, president. They plan for can be road. If the ADF no be the fight, if I have a show no be the fight, La Republic for that finish for day. Today they very sing about Bala, they go for special status. So when I feel say monkey go walk me baboon chop for this 21st century. Man, not talk plenty. I got 11 for here. And For our people them, we need to learn how to talk to people. I'm a very busy man. When you call me, introduce yourself. I'm a very humble man. Call me, introduce yourself, and you say what you have to say. Don't call me to say hi, hello, how are you? Because I'm not I'm not your husband or your wife or your whatever. We are very busy. Somebody will call me and tell me, Capo, give me update. What is the purpose of our platforms? You see the guy in the UK who called me in the United States, he called me and was talking other stuff, and I addressed him. My tune was a little bit angry, but people complain about that. That was not intentional, but sometimes it happens because our people don't know how to approach you. Every time people call me, I talk. I'm not with that big manism thing. When you call somebody, they are waiting to hear who is going to first say hello. Then they'll be the one to first of all to jump to say, how are you? How for you? Me be like say them being as some big man. If you say half for me, I will say, are they fine? Even if you be small picking. No fee say because I talk so you mean say you big past me. Man way if he say big, he big. Now the smallest one. Now overcompensation for their own complex, their inferiority complex. Ambazonia, una dey for ground. Una be proud of who una be. Una be proud for una dignity. May una not allow some man me fool now because he wear coat. Because they talk good English. Because they drive fire motor. Because they bring big agenda. Paul Biara do the same. You don't talk about grand ambition. Extra, what type of name did I use them? At the end when they talk, say the one then a technocrat. Technocrat for how? What have you built? Do you think I will believe that Siseko can build a school in Ambazonia when right now there are community school, he cannot support any community school? Do you think I can believe them? They can help refugees in Nigeria. But when it comes to community school, they cannot help. The one that carry herself, call herself Mama Ambazonia. I've donated money to her. She cannot donate money for the soldiers. She cannot help community school, but she can go to Nigeria. No. All that thing na talaku. They go for that refugee, then I go take picture of plenty people for background. Na Photoshop, na photo up. Na talaku. All those things na talaku. We need to fall for that one. If you love Ambazonians them, we will see you when you did for ground zero for where this boy did die. We will see you na how they help this boy them. You did for they say they don't cash na kidnapping. You delegitimize the same thing where you claim so you fight for. Nonsense. On a good night. We will continue for the move before. We're not going to drag along anybody again. Gone are those days. We'll not give a damn about any platform, eh? We'll not care. We'll get a fight for fight. We'll get the volunteer them for stand with we. Ambazonia, they don't vote for we. Does this past fundraiser? That's a big vote for us. We don't need any organization. We just want it. It's not in need because of patriotism. We can do it on our own. We can negotiate on our own on behalf of Ambazonia because we are the most influential. If we stop, the war stops. You get it? But to be effective, our leader have said that we are going to cross as a people. We are going to negotiate as a people. So let nobody with his small sense of entitlement, of a compensation for inferiority, think that they can play small dirty games with us. It will not work, eh? Wanna be very careful. Ciao.